pit. What comes to my mind is I am seeing here the downfall. Can I call it the downfall? Because when I was listening to the sermon of Matt Fox days back about this chapter and specifically verses 13, he mentioned of Lucifer. He mentioned of Lucifer and together saying the downfall, which was characterized by I will. So in other words, he described it as the pride, because we are seeing being proud here at the same time, pride at the same time. They're all the same. So the downfall that was characterized with these. He mentioned of 5 I wills. I don't know if you can, because verses 13 we have, I will ascend to heaven, I will be thrown above the stars of God. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you're to read verses 13 to 14, but you said in your heart, I will ascend to heaven, I will raise my throne above the stars of God, and I will sit on the mount of assembly in the recesses of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High. Yes, and yeah, maybe I'll probably share more about this as you brothers share. Yes, brothers. Hello? Isaiah chapter 14?
Amen. Verse 12.
You say something?
Yeah, I said verse 12. It says, how are you fallen from heaven, O star of the morning, son of the dawn? You have been cut down to earth, you who have weakened nations. Brother Frank, question. Who's the star of the morning and son of the dawn?
Jesus Christ.
Okay, we got one answer. How about you, Alex? Alex, still there?
Pardon the question, brother Chris. What was the question?
The question was, O star of the morning, son of the dawn. Who is that? And George said Jesus Christ. How about you, Alex? Any guesses? Any thoughts? Alex, you still there? Can you hear? I'm going to ask Alex for a second. Alex, are you there, Alex?
Am I clear?
Oh, now we can hear you. What do you think?
I was also saying the same answer with my brother George that is Jesus Christ.
Okay. All right.
Hmm.
So, what about you, Frank? Stay there, Alex. Don't leave. I'm gonna ask you a couple questions.
I think it is Lucifer.
Okay.
Satan.
Now you say Lucifer. Is Lucifer written in the Bible? It's a good question.
Satan.
True. Yeah, but I didn't ask about Satan. I asked about the word Lucifer. Now I know it's not in the NASB, and it's not in the King James, and it's not. Ah, look, you find it. You find it in New King James, which means you'll find it in the King James. So all of a sudden, now we have something interesting. Um, this is why a quick Bible or multiple Bibles is good to have awareness of. When you read in NASB, it says, "O star of the morning, son of the dawn." ESV, "O daystar, son of the dawn." And it actually capitalized it, which is kind of dangerous. Let's see. "O Lucifer, son of the morning," New King James. "Oh, how art thou fallen, O Lucifer, son of the morning." NIV, "O morning star, son of the dawn." Good News Bible. It actually says King of Babylon, which it doesn't say that in any of them. "Bright morning star, you have fallen from heaven." Um, Daystar, son of dawn. RSV. Let's see. NLT, "O shining star, son of the morning." Shining one, son of the morning. Message, "O Babylon, daystar, son of dawn." Funny that it should put that one. Let's see. "O light bringer and daystar, son of the morning." That's amplified. That's why you don't add words. Living Bible, "O Lucifer, son of the morning." Hebraic Roots Bible, "O Lucifer, son of the morning." Holman Christian. Let's see. Shining morning star. Doesn't say anything about the suns. That's bad. "Oh, shining one, son of the dawn," Net Bible. So this is a good spot to take a look at the original language because we have variation in the English. So, George, Alex, among others, um, have you ever heard the title Lucifer before? Is that a new word, or have we heard it before? So it wouldn't be a new word to someone that reads a King James version of a Bible. But Lucifer is another name for Satan because context determines the meaning of the story, not titles. Alex, remember what I said a moment ago, that there are a lot of Jesuses out there, and a lot of Jesus is more than one. If you got two Jesuses, that's one too many. There's three Jesuses or four or five, too many Jesuses. So whether it's 100 different Jesuses or 50 different Jesuses or 1,000 different Jesuses, or if it's just two Jesuses, that's one too many. That's just too many because there is only one way and one truth and one life that will enter us into heaven, right? So not bad to answer the question that was asked. If the question is, who is the dawn of the morning, or the son of the dawn, or the morning star, or the day star, or the bright and shining one? It's not bad to answer Jesus, but when you add more context, when you give more description to a question, now you have to answer it in the context it is given. And the question is, who is the star of the morning? Also written the day star, also written the shining one, also written the bright one, also written Lucifer, but we're not using the King James, so we won't see that, but it is there. Who is the son of the dawn, or the son of the morning? Right? Based on all the information that is given here in Isaiah 14 and continues on through the chapter, it's the context that would determine the title of this, because just like there's a Jesus Christ, there is an Antichrist. And an Antichrist is basically a fake Jesus Christ or some other Jesus Christ. Actually, anti doesn't mean necessarily a different one, but rather a replacement in lieu of. Anti means not necessarily against. It actually really means in its original writing a replacement Christ. Not an against Christ, but actually a replacement Christ. Therefore, if you are a replacement Christ, or you're reading about a replacement Christ, then this is an antichrist, right? A replacement Christ, which means, by definition, or rather not by definition, but rather by understanding, in other words, as a result, this is against Christ, because there is only one Christ, right? There's only one Christ. So, yes, it is against Christ, but it doesn't literally translate against Christ. It translates replacement Christ. Therefore, it makes someone against Christ, or that Christ against the real Christ, because they are a replacement Christ that makes them an against Christ. Right? Words matter. Words are important. Because, Alex, this is an example of a replacement Christ, an antichrist, because the question goes like this: when has Jesus been cut down to the earth? Right? When has he been cut down to the earth? It doesn't say ascended down to the earth, right? It says cut down to the earth. Cut down is not ascending. Yes, being cut down to the earth can mean descended to the earth, as in falling down. But there's a big difference between the word being cut to the earth and descended to the earth, right? One is under their own authority, and the other is under their punishment. When has Jesus been punished? Righteously. We know he's been punished unrighteously, but when you have no sin, you don't need to be made righteous, because you are righteousness. And you're not going to be cut down to the earth. He was cut down in the earth unrighteously. This morning star, or this day star, or this son of the dawn that we read in Isaiah is not the real Christ. He is the fake Christ, the antichrist, the against Christ. Because when has Jesus said, I will ascend to heaven? When has Jesus said that I will raise my throne above the stars of God? And when has Jesus said, I will sit on the assembly in the resources of the north? When has Jesus said, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds? When has Jesus said, I will make myself like the Most High? Nevertheless, Jesus will be thrust down to hell, Sheol, or Hades, to the recesses of the pit. Right? Again, when was Jesus thrusted into Sheol? Or did he descend into the earth where Sheol is located, or Hades is located? Again, there's a big difference. That's why words are words, and they have specific meanings. As you learn to use words, you will now learn to understand the value of those meanings. Right? That's why we don't call, let me see. That's why it's good to use proper English, not improper English. Because when we use improper English, the definitions of words will be controlled by the user, not by the one that gives the definition of words. And we don't want user control. We want the one that gives the definition of words to control. In other words, if you tell me what an Irish potato is, I don't want to believe what some man says. I want to believe what God has given. And yes, a man will be able to point out what God has given. And that man that is faithful will use the definitions that God has given. Yes, a man's going to write in the book, look, that's a potato, particularly, let's say, an Irish potato. But if some other man comes and says, oh, look, it's a tomato. Look at it. It is colored this way and it tastes this way. And the other man that reads the book of God or the definitions of God, the understandings of God, says, I'm sorry, dear friend. A tomato is red or green and it tastes like this. That's a potato. And the other man says, no, it's not. It's a tomato. No, dear friend, it's a potato according to God. Well, no, it's a potato according to me. Guess which one we should believe? So that's why context is a very important story. That when you identify the story in comprehension as an understanding, the stories become completely different versus a reading exercise, just reading a word and not comprehending it. So, blessedly, as we grow in age, this skill becomes more and more useful when we answer the questions that are directly asked, not answer some other question. Again, not to say that it's bad, but when given a specific question, we must give a specific answer. So, in the Hebrew, and getting tired again. Hey, you look at a quick Bible. Oh man. Not a quick Bible. Blue letter Bible. And we are in Isaiah 14. He basically learns about who Satan is from this chapter. And that's a good thing. And all the followers of Satan. Because, I mean, the Israelites are getting ready to throw in captivity because they are followers of Satan in one shape or form. Not everyone, not the remnant, but the majority of Israel is, just like the majority of the Christian churches that has been deceived. No different than these Israelite nations have been deceived. Again, not the elect, because it's not possible for the elect to be deceived, called the remnant in the Old Testament, and still the remnant in the New Testament. Okay, here we go. Son of the morning star. Blue letter Bible picture. Share to JSF room. All right. There you go. Oh, star of the morning. H 1966. Sun H 1121. Dawn or morning H 7837. lhêlēl ben Sahar. Best I can do it. 1966. This word is written one time in the Bible. It is called light bearer. Shining one, morning star, Lucifer, king of Babylon, and Satan. It is written in the Bible only one time. One time and one time alone. Bad year, 1966. This word specifically means light bearer, usually translated shining one, morning star, or Lucifer. Okay. So it is one time and one time written alone. So this is a very special word. lhêlēl. H-E-L-E-L. Now, son, Ben, now that one I'm sure we're going to find written a lot. H1121. This one is found in the Bible, in the Old Testament particularly, 4,906 times. 2,978 times it is written son. 1,568 times it is written children. So basically it means either son or children, which probably means male children mostly, since its original meaning is son. All right, so no problem with that one. Now the dawn is the Hebrew word sahar, H7837. That means dawn, or at dawn. This one is written 24 times in the Bible. 12 times it is written morning, 6 times it is written day, and basically some variation of morning or day or dawn. Some of the other verses here. George did give a good answer when asking the question, who's the star of the morning or day star? It is Jesus Christ. But not in this chapter, not in this story. If you type in morning star, it is written in Job, where it says 38:7, when the morning stars sang together, all the sons of God shouted for joy. In that story, in that context, that's talking about the angels, not Jesus Christ. Right? In Isaiah, star of the morning, this is talking about Satan. In 2 Peter 1:19, it is written, so we have the prophetic word made more sure, to which you do well to pay attention as to the lamp shining in a dark place until the day dawns and the morning star arises in your heart. Right? So this is this is Jesus Christ over here, but not in Isaiah. Revelation 2:28, and I will give him the morning star. He who has an ear, let him hear. If you back up, it says, he who overcomes and he who keeps my deeds until the end, to him I will give authority over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of the potter are broken to pieces. As I also have received authority from my Father, I will give him the morning star. All right. I'll give him Jesus. Revelation 22:16. I, Jesus, have testified. The very last chapter of the book, probably the last page of the book too. I, Jesus, have sent my angel to testify to you these things. For the churches I am the root. Who is Jesus? The descendant of David. Again, who? Jesus. The bright morning star. Again, Jesus. But you'll take notice that Jesus is not the morning star in the Old Testament. According to a Nasby. So let's take a look. Let's type in daystar. Let's see if a daystar is written somewhere. No daystar in Nasby. Right. Let's do the King James, because we did cross Bibles. So let's do that. Okay, not in the King James. Not in the other one. Okay. Morning star. There are stars of its morning. Again, Job 3:9. Nope. Yep. So this is what we have here, dear brothers. Morning star is a title for Jesus, but not until the New Testament, because the real morning star, the real son of the dawn, the real day star, whatever translation you have, is Jesus Christ, but not till after he has completed his work and is fully declared in the New Testament. In the Old Testament, he is not the son of the morning or the day star. Satan is, because he wants to be like the sun. He wants to be like the Most High. He wants to sit above the mount that is assembled in the recesses of the north. He wants to ascend above the clouds, and he wants to make himself like the Most High. That's not Jesus Christ, because he is the Most High. He is not like the Most High. Hence, Lucifer's a Latin word for star of the morning. So that's why you don't find Lucifer unless you have a King James. But it's not actually written Lucifer. Lucifer is just a Latin word for the Hebrew word hêlēl or hêlēl. Hêlēl or hêlēl. Not hallel, but hêlēl, probably. So thank you, Brother Frank, for that. I can't breathe right now, so I'll let you take back over. I need a cough drop. Frank, you still there? No. That's it. Mm.
God is sovereign and all powerful. Because when you see the prophecy spoken by Isaiah, you will find that all spoken is about the future, but it's prophesied with assurance. With assurance. When you see the word declares the Lord, declares the Lord, that shows assurance, might, and power. And relating to today's life, would see